All right, today we are taking a purely data-driven look at what is, frankly, one of the most wildly successful sporting institutions in human history, the Argentina national football team. Beyond the passion in those iconic blue and white stripes, there is a staggering foundation of official records and historical data that truly defines their greatness.
Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually measure a footballing dynasty? Is it the shiny trophies, the legendary players, or sustained dominance over decades? Well, the answer lies in the incredible data we are about to unpack. Okay, let's dive right into this. We are going to cover the era of Lionel Messi, legends of La Albiceleste, glory on the world stage, kings of South America, and finally, global rivalries and records. First up, Section 1, the era of Lionel Messi, and how he is rewriting the record books. To understand this team today, we absolutely have to confront the sheer mind-boggling dominance of one man. You've got legendary, all-time great strikers like Sergio Aguero at 21 goals and the iconic Gabriel Batistuta at 56. But then there is Lionel Messi. He is sitting at a staggering 125 international goals. I mean, he more than doubles the runner-up in a country famous for producing world-class forwards. That is just statistical domination in its purest form. But you know, it is not just about hitting the back of the net. It is about doing it year after year, decade after decade. 207. Just let the magnitude of that number sink in for a second. That is his all-time caps record. He has been stepping onto the international pitch for Argentina since 2005. That level of unmatched longevity, surviving the intense physical and mental grind of international football for that long, it is basically the cornerstone of this modern dynasty.
And here is the kicker. He isn't just a scorer. He is the ultimate creative engine. With a record 65 international assists, plus the sheer physical endurance to compete in 6 World Cup tournaments spanning all the way from 2006 to 2026, his playmaking longevity is just historically unrivaled.
Moving on to Section 2, Legends of La Albiceleste, looking at the pantheon of greatness. Now, before the modern era, Argentina's legacy was built by some absolute historical heavyweights. Think about this chronological thread of legendary leadership. Captaining a team to a World Cup victory, that is a literal ticket to immortality. In 1978, Daniel Passarella lifted the ultimate prize. Then that torch of greatness was passed to Diego Maradona, who famously captained the '86 squad to victory. And finally, that exact same torch was handed down to Messi in 2022. It is like 3 distinct eras, bound together by 3 legendary captains. And there is this really fascinating contrast that beautifully bridges these 2 eras of football royalty. Diego Maradona became the youngest goal scorer for Argentina at just 18 years and 7 months old. On the absolute flip side of that, Lionel Messi stands as the oldest, scoring at 39 years and 13 days old. These 2 titans literally bookend the statistical extremes of this entire national team. It's wild. All right, Section 3, Glory on the World Stage, or as we like to call it, the ultimate prize. Let's zoom out a bit and see how this all builds up. You can really see the cyclical nature of their triumphs and heartbreaks here. They haven't just won the World Cup 3 times in 1978, 1986, and 2022. They have also reached the final and finished as runners-up on 4 other occasions. So we're not talking about random spikes of success here. They consistently put themselves right within touching distance of the biggest trophy in sports. And even when you look at the team's success as a whole, it is clear that individual Argentine brilliance is heavily recognized by FIFA. Maradona took home the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player back in '86. Messi duplicated that feat in both 2014 and 2022. And man, who could forget 2022? Emiliano Martinez claimed the Golden Glove for best goalkeeper, and Enzo Fernandez secured the Young Player Award. When Argentina arrives at a World Cup, their players absolutely take center stage. This brings us to Section 4, Kings of South America and their continental dominance. 16. I just want to pause on this for a second because it is a massive achievement. 16 Copa America titles. The sheer weight of this relentless continental hardware is astonishing. Imagine fighting through grueling conditions, fierce local rivalries, and the intense pressure of South American football and coming out as champions 16 times. So the crucial point here is that out of 44 Copa America tournaments they have competed in, Argentina has walked away as champions 16 times, runners-up 14 times, and taken 3rd place 5 times.
Think about that. In almost every single continental tournament they enter, they are standing on the podium. It is a staggering, staggering level of regional consistency.
Finally, Section 5. Global rivalries and records. Taking a look at the macro view. Now, this is a data geek's dream. What is really interesting here is the razor-thin margins against historic rivals. Take Brazil. 43 wins for Argentina, 42 losses, and 26 draws. The gap separating these two superpowers is almost non-existent. Against Germany, they hold a really slight edge with 10 wins to 7 losses, and against England, they trailed just slightly with 4 wins to 6 losses. These incredibly tight numbers prove they meet the world's absolute best head-on, time and time again.
To put that into perspective, let's contrast that fierce rivalry with pure dominance. Against Brazil, every match is a war, right? Resulting in a win percentage of just 38.7%. But when you look at a regional opponent like Bolivia, the dynamic shifts completely. Argentina holds a massive 72% win rate and an unbelievable plus 80 goal difference against them. It perfectly illustrates the dual nature of this team, locked in these eternal, tightly contested struggles with fellow giants, while utterly dominating the rest of the region.
And that brings it all together to the grand total. 56%, across an astonishing 1,110 total matches played against all FIFA-recognized teams. Argentina boasts an overall win percentage of 56%. Through changing tactical eras, revolving doors of players and managers, they win more than half the time they step on the pitch. That is the true statistical footprint of undeniable sustained greatness. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. From the 125 goals of Lionel Messi to their 16 Copa America titles and those 3 World Cup crowns, the historical weight of this dynasty is just staggering. The data proves their greatness is both deeply rooted in the past and fiercely alive in the present. So with records like these, who out there can realistically challenge Argentina next? Thanks for exploring the anatomy of La Albiceleste with me in this explainer. Keep your eyes on the pitch to see what records they shatter tomorrow.